If you watched my previous video, you saw that my old tires let me down at my last event. So I got my new 315/30/18 BFG Rival S 1.5 tires mounted and balanced for my next Autocross. Compared to the Rival S, the Rival S 1.5 tire has revised internal construction to improve turn-in and transitional response. But as I discovered, it's also just a tiny bit wider. When I put the rims and tires on my car, the driver's side rear tire made slight contact with the IRS bracket bolt head at full suspension droop. In fact, all 4 of the tires had clearance issues in this location. My old tires had about 1/8 of an inch of clearance. I definitely don't want my tires coming into contact with metal at any point in the suspension travel. The head of the bolt has already been machined, so I need to find another solution. I've been using a 1/4 inch Maximum Motorsports wheel spacer. In order to get more clearance, I'll have to use a larger wheel spacer. But my lug nuts need at least 6 threads of engagement on the wheel stud in order to be safe. I went with a 5/16 inch wheel spacer from Mr. Gasket. The Mr. Gasket wheel spacers are sold in pairs. My next Autocross event is coming up in a couple of days, so I'm hoping the 5/16 inch spacer will do the job. I tested all 4 rims and tires on the driver's side rear of my 2000 GT. The 5/16 inch spacer worked to keep all 4 tires from hitting the IRS bracket bolt head, but only 1 rim and tire had more than 6 threads of engagement on the lug nuts. 6 1/8 threads to be exact. The other 3 rims and tires got less than 6 threads of engagement. When you're shoehorning massive tires on your Mustang, problems like this can come up. I'll have to make other mods to get all 4 rims and tires to fit in this location on the car. But I'm good to go for my event. I'm only up against 1 other car in Cam T at this Autocross. But there are 4 cars in Cam C that I can also use to gauge my performance on the new tires. It's 90 degrees and the course is dry and hot. Rival S 1.5 tires love heat, so I should be able to attack the course with confidence. Today's course is very technical and visually challenging, but there's a lot of speed hiding in the elements. COVID-19 safety protocols were eased up a bit, and I've got a novice Mustang driver in the car with me on my first run. My new tires are set at 29 psi. Lighter, a little bit out, backside, 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 get on the brakes, get around here, get around, get around, get around, get around, brake a little bit, get around, a little late in that slalom, get around, a little late here. My tires are saving me on this run. That's not good. Get around it, 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 on the gas, around, and through. 53.252. The tires were better than the driver on that run. I could feel the grip saving me in areas where I was entering elements too hot, and in places where my inputs were late. You could hear me say that to the novice in the passenger seat. Even though they were cold, my new tires weren't letting me down. My camera, however, did. It overheated in the blazing sun and didn't record my next 3 runs. I took a big chunk of time off on my second run. Then I gave 6/10 back on my third run. My fourth run was 0.026 seconds slower than my second run, but the level of attack in the car has never been higher. I have seemingly endless amounts of glorious grip. The steering response is razor sharp, the composure at speed is incredible, and the confidence in the corners is inspiring me to increase my aggression. I have one run left. I put my camera in my cooler for a few minutes and it seems to be working. By now, I feel extremely comfortable with the car. I know the secret to this course is seeing through all the noise so I can increase my duration of acceleration as much as possible coming out of the sweepers and drive as deep as I can into elements before letting off the gas. So far, trusting my new tires has me posting really fast times. But I'm still going to push a little harder on my last run. My tires are set at 26 psi. Unfortunately, my camera overheated just before the finish line. But the run was a 51.397, 0.129 seconds faster than my second run, and 1.855 seconds faster than my first run. My new tires did everything I asked them to do. The Rival S 1.5 is definitely an improvement over the previous version when it comes to steering response. BF Goodrich made a truly great autocross tire even better. But did my new tires earn me a trophy? First place, by 2.528 seconds. And looking at the Cam C results, I was 1.116 seconds faster than the first place driver. At the previous event, when I was on my old tires, he was 1.508 seconds faster than me. Normally, I'm not as concerned about my raw time relative to cars that aren't in my class. But at this event, my 51.397 was the 7th fastest raw time out of 97 drivers. I was absolutely thrilled with how well my new tires performed. For the first time this season, I felt like I was getting every ounce of performance out of my 2000 GT. But having great tires doesn't help if I can't rotate them. In my next video, I'll solve that problem by installing extended wheel studs.